In this video, we're going to see how cooked you truly are, to see how bad your habits are, and where do you fit in compared to other people. We're going to be going over the 7 levels of digital wellness. Now, this is good to know where exactly you sit on the hierarchy and also what exactly you can improve at the same time. So, level 1 would be absolutely no life, and level 7 would be pure, barely touches their phone, 1 minute, 10 minutes max per day, right? So, we're going to go through this. So, first of all, is the no life. This is level 1. This is person who has subjugated their soul to the algorithm, has given themselves to live in a alternate reality. They truly do not live on Earth anymore, and they have no life. Their life is purely online. Okay? These are the people that these are the 1% of people that you will never ever see in real life, but they do exist, and they do exist on the internet. And often they're the loudest voices on the internet because they know so much about it, and they live in that reality. But I would say, even though they have all of these addictions and have a really like a terrible life in the real world, but have a great life online, living in their alternate world, they don't actually scroll, you know, as much as you would think. And I think the reason, because of that, is I think the reason why they consume a lot of content, but they're sort of their system. I think the thing about social media is that it's a highlight version of reality. But when you have no real reality and everything is kind of a delusion online, there's nothing really to look at. So I think we're going to delve into other things about how people scroll and everything like that. But these people, honestly, I think they have bigger fish to fry. As crazy as that sounds, than TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and everything. Not to say they're not on those websites, but like I think their problem is much deeper than that. So yeah, the thing is that they don't live a real life; they live an online life. But there is something to it, and at the very, very least, when you meet these people in the real world, at the very least, they're honest. Okay, and by honest is means is they're not saying, oh, I'm not actually a loser. I'm not actually like doing anything that's that bad. It's like, no, I'm actually doing stuff that's terrible for me, and I'm honest. My life is a wreck, and I'm probably gonna die in a year or something like that. So, examples are Boogie2988, Too Mad, just people who have just put their lives online and just completely ruined. So, hopefully you're not here. Most of you are not here, but there are some rare exceptions out there. Okay. This is level 2. Okay. This is the level where you might be in. Okay. There's a possibility that you are on this level. And there's a huge possibility that somebody in your friend group is at this level. So the amount of this person, has also put their life into online content and worships online content almost in a ironic sort of malaise uh, of how they think. Um, and these people, they're brain rotted basically, but they're completely brain rotted, and they basically are in the matrix fully. They're the fully matrix party, and these are the most terrible people with like the worst amount of screen time possible. Right. In some other aspects, they're also very honest because they know that what they do is bad, but they continue to do it, and their brains have turned into basically mush. So you see in this image, it's like one of those brain rot like reels, like the worst example, the 6-7. We got this before GTA 6 type person. This is just an amalgamation of everything that's bad with the internet, everything that's horrible with the internet. The sort of the meta ironic thing is just it's gotten way too much out of hand, and the stimulation has just gotten way too much. This is Speed right here. I think he's a good example. Maybe because like he actually has a life like outside, and he's like the person who streams, maybe his life isn't that bad, but the people who watch him or the people that are fans of him, are just cooked. Unless if they're like kids, they're cooked basically. This is a guy over here, with the t-shirt, wearing this in public, putting internet stuff and applicating that into the real world. It's over. It's over. And yeah, low IQ, low IQ, low IQ, pure low IQ. Nothing in there. There's nothing. There's not one bit of substance in there. You've seen a lot of these people. There's nothing. They haven't said one intelligent thing since 2016. But yeah, they're gonna frequent. If they're kids, they're gonna frequent YouTube Shorts. If they're a little bit more adulty, they're gonna frequent TikTok and Instagram. But it's just the same thing. All these platforms are the same. They're all destructive. Pick your poison. Oh yeah. Oh bro, I'm a TikTok user. I would never submit to Instagram or Shorts. Like you're the same. It's the exact same thing. Copes with humor. Copes with life. Life has become something of a meta ironic thing. The jackpot. The reason why I put this here is a lot of this is related to gambling. There's a huge thing now of online gambling, like Polymarket, sports betting, and stake and stuff like that. Just dumb shit, Unless if it's poker, I think you're a retard if you gamble, basically. But the thing is, the key thing that separates the level 1, which is like no life at all, to level 2, is that this person actually has a lot of hope and does have people out there that are looking, for him. Like he's not completely alone. I would say this person is like alone in society, except for with their friends online. But this person is, there's a chance, and he still is, he might have had an okay childhood, and he is at least like socially adaptable, like to a point, right? So I think perfect examples of this are like Togi, Speed, Kai Cenat, Rakai, like a lot of the streamers that are popular nowadays. Okay, so this is probably where you are at. And just because, I want to preface this by saying that level 3 is not like level 3 of like how good it is. Like you're still heavily brain rotted and you're still doing way, 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 way too much. In fact, I think you're doing way, way, way too much at level 5. Like at level 5 is when you become like an actual like human, not a subhuman, right? Hopefully you can hear me in the microphone. So these are a lot of people who spend most of their time online, but at least have a little bit of something else going. So I think the key difference between the level 2 and level 3 would be employment, or it would be school. Like there is some hope out there, or maybe it's like an online business or something. Like there is something beyond the level 2. And also there is something like spiritual that I had, because I was a level 1 at a very, very dark moment in my life, but that was more to do with depression. When I'm not depressed as a level 1 who is a level 2 is depressed as a level 1. A level 2 who is not depressed will just like cope and just live like life like this. Level 3 though, there is an inkling and there is something there and there is a pain there. And those are the people that I'm trying to target with my YouTube. There is a pain and there is like a little tingling there that this is not right. That there is something beyond this life. And I think that's exactly the type of people that like Andrew did. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God, I almost choked. Almost choked to death. Sorry about that. So this is like the person that I'm trying to target. This is the person that Andrew Tate was trying to target when he started to have his run. These are like the people that are deeply unhappy, and there's a deep sense of an injustice that this is wrong, right? But they still do it, and that's like the worst place to be, is that you know that this is wrong, but you still do it. In this sort of aspect, even in this, like it's you think it's good to some degree, but there's a hope. which is like the worst sort of thing, is when there's hope, but it's hope that's not acted upon, right? So a lot of these people just like have like chronic text neck, and people who don't, who are feeling sad and deeply saddened and trapped in a way about certain things. This is actually from a French philosopher called Henri Mendes, or Henri Mendes, to like the American translation. And this is sort of the basically what's in the middle is the middle class and the people who are deeply displeased with society. So this is the majority of people, and the elite are obviously the elite, and then the poverty, like the real poverty, would be like these people, right? Okay, so now, and the other thing is like, oh, it's not that bad. Yeah, that's another cope. Oh, it's not that bad. Like, it's not like my friend Mark, who spends all his day doom scrolling and gooning. It's not that bad. Yeah, it is that bad. It is that bad. It actually is that bad. You need to. That's like the key point. That's the key point when you go from level 3 to level 4, is that you realize it's that bad. And I'm going to subject, and I'm going to make a statement that, most people level 3 will maybe watch this video. People level 2, level 1 will never watch this video in a million years. Level 4 is, I think, the majority of where you people sit who are watching this video. The productivity nerd, okay? And the key thing about productivity is good, like the concept, but there is a point where, in a way of not facing your problem head on and not doing the difficult thing of crushing like that addiction that you have to being online and using social media and having a destructive life, you're going to try to supplement that instead of trying correcting like the root thing of that problem. You're going to try to add on a bunch of extra stuff. Okay. So you have your base of TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, and everything, but you're gonna try to, add on extra stuff like Notion, being more reading audiobooks and everything. You're gonna try to add on a bunch of stuff, and you're gonna try to, oh, it's okay if I use like Instagram or YouTube Shorts, as long as I watch like educational videos, like Andrew Tate podcasts or stuff like that. Or you might even try, I'm gonna delete YouTube, like this guy. I deleted YouTube Shorts. I deleted TikTok, but I got addicted to YouTube. Like, you're still, it's there. The core of your problem is not fixed. You're just replacing it with something else, and you're replacing it with a shiny object. Like, this video is like the shiny object of videos. Like, oh, the best productivity apps like Zoom and whatever. Like these things, they don't. They might be good videos, and I'm gonna make videos like this probably. Eventually. Once my soul gets corrupted, no, I'm joking. Once my soul is gone, I'll make videos like this, right? No, I'm being a bit more serious. But what I make videos like this. But the point of these videos, and the people who actually watch these videos, right? The top 10 productivity, it's never like the answer. The answer is a lot more simple and a lot darker, and a lot deeper than what you're gonna let out. Okay, so if you were to ask this guy, I don't know who this guy is. Okay, so basically, I spend like 10 hours a day watching Instagram Reels, and then I spend the other 3 hours watching the corn on Cornhub, and then the rest of my time I actually spend like gaming, playing Fortnite all day. This guy would say, well, actually, you should start implementing Stack and you should start implementing Notion. So when you watch Corn, you can actually database with your boss or whatever. Like, he would try to add on stuff, but there's a root thing, a displeasement inside, a lack of purpose. In this, I read this book once, and it was like an interview with the devil, and the devil was talking about how society is like now and why so many people are unhappy. And I think the biggest thing is the wanderers, and he's trying to make people wander as much as possible. So, the people who are in level 1 to level 3, they're obvious wanderers. Level 4, it's the person who thinks he is doing something great and actually becoming better, but is actually truly a wanderer. It's the person in waiting. It's the person in waiting. It's not the action taker. It's not the doer. It's the thinker, right? It's the, while you're thinking about it, I'm doing your mom. I'm joking, but another thing. Another big thing, another recent sort of development that's happened with this person is AI. AI has completely wrecked any amount of brain power that this person once had. It's over. It's over for this person's brain. So hopefully, it's not going to go. Hopefully, there's going to be some realization somewhere in there that this is not the way to go. It's going to be better. Okay, hopefully, it's going to be better. But the thing is that I talk about these people with the most amount of hatred or the most amount of veneration in my heart, because this is where you're gonna get stuck. I think I should just. Oh my god, this is where you're gonna get stuck. This is where you might end up the rest of your life being here and never ever changing. This is the darkest pit because you're unhappy, but you think you're doing the right thing, right? This is the deepest pit. This is the saddest pit. This is the pit that I could talk hours and hours and hours about overcoming. These other stuff, yeah, sure, fine. We know this is bad. This is simple, very simple, basic stuff to get from level 2 even to level 4. It's very simple. But to get from level 4 to the next level is going to take a severe amount of energy and a severe amount of force, of electrical, God needs to interfere type force, right? So, my goal is to basically get you anywhere from level 2. I think level 1 is very, very hard to help, to level 4, and then to level 5, right? That's the goal of the channel. And then to get to deeper levels is, it's going to be coming eventually. I don't know if I can help you with that, to be honest. Anyway, yeah, the heart's in the right place. That's the key point. That's the key point. Is that beyond everything, beyond the fakishness, the copiness, the everything, the heart is in the right place. And there's the biggest hope with these people. It's the biggest hope of them all that these people are going to change, because they are, hopefully. Okay, this is level 5. And this is, the polar opposite to level 4. So the level 4 is I'm going to optimize everything. It's not actually optimized though. It's unoptimized. It's distracted. It's pulled to various differentiating ways. The thing about the European grandpa, and why this is a good example, is ignorance. And the ignorance of using social media. It is the bliss and the peacefulness that you will get in life without using social media. Okay? So the key point here is that either by great amount of force or just how they were born because they're grandpas or grandmas or whatever, they're not going to use social media, and they're actually going to enjoy life. The ignorance is bliss. And this is a very, very good place to be. And you would argue, depending on where you go, this could actually be the peak of human existence. It's just European maxing, travel maxing, just enjoying life to the fullest. If you don't know who this guy is, this is Diogenes, rather. I'm so sorry, Diogenes. And he is kind of the pioneer, and the basis behind this idea is kind of rejecting what society gives you and just, living life as honestly and as simple and with the least amount of means as possible. And there is a greatness to this life. I think this is a good life. This is not the life that I will try to lead, but this is definitely where somebody can go if they really wanted to. So ignorance is bliss. They don't use TikTok. They don't use Instagram. Shoot shorts, Reddit. They use like solitaire or something. They play solitaire. So yeah, so this is kind of the idyllic. This is a good place. I think for some people, this is a good place to land at. It's over. Like you don't have any of this bull crap. You don't have like even these images. Like these images, like they bring up so much cortisol. Like when I see them, and then when I just see this, I'm just like, oh my God, I'm in bliss. Like this is life. This is the life that you should live. So I can't explain absolutely everything in this video, but you can feel it. I think these images, the images that I picked, you can feel this. It's an ignorance. It's a blissful ignorance, right? So everything's gonna pass. Is a key point. Level 6 is Indistractable. Okay. Now the key difference, if you notice, between level 4 and level 5, and there's like something missing that's been kind of lost between level 4 and level 5. If you kind of notice, there's like a lack of work and there's a lack of, like ambition. So the best way for me to put it is that level 6 is the European grandpa, but coupled with an ambition to do something great in the world. And this ambition is not really to do with any like things from social media, from desire from social media. It's a purpose to create something beautiful and to help the world and to make the world like a better place as best as you can. This is the Indistractable. And doing and using all of these things to, cure the world in your own little way, your own little like piece of thing to make the world better, and actually working towards that thing. So, a good example of what to find if you're kind of lost of what your purpose is, and you don't have to exactly have your purpose like defined immediately. And also, purpose. I'm going to finish my point on this slide, and then I'm going to talk about purpose a little bit, and then we're going to go on level 7. So Ikigai is what you love, what the world needs, what you can get paid for, and what you're good at. You can get rid of, if you want to be pedantic, you can get rid of what you can be paid for, and just focus on these 3 for this level, because you can be like homeless and still be in level 6. But I just added there, just funny, So Indistractable is like the true power of not being on social media, but mixed with a sense of ambition and a desire to do a lot of things. And a lot of this desire, to make the world better. I think a lot of you, like, if you would agree, it would actually be coming from YouTubers and from, social media. Like, you might have stories here and there from movies and books, but a lot of your ambition, I think some elements of it, at least, if you're being honest with yourself, some of those ambitions, they come from social media. Like this video right here is an ambition, or is a seed, or is going to be, I hope, a seed of ambition for you in the future to reach level 6. So there is some aspect of this being a person who was on social media and knows the danger of being on social media and being addicted to social media. And then, going above and beyond that and sort of curing that within themselves, and then adding some ambition that they might have gotten from social media potentially, and becoming like a killer, right? A killer in a good sense. Another aspect is a diet, a very clean diet. I know, this isn't about diet or anything, but I like to imagine this cat, and instead of sort of these like wine and honey and fruit and everything, and biblical food, is try to imagine this as like what you consume, right? You don't consume like, oh, what's the Speed and Kai Cenat drama, or what's the what did I don't even know anymore. All I know is what did Andrew Tate say to Hamza? What did clavicular do? Instead of putting this into your brain, you're putting to like Bible verses. You're putting in your brain like Bible verses. You're reading deep books. I don't want to be like too much of a, how do you say, performative, but you're feeding yourself like proper, good nutrition, really nutritious food in your mind. So, I just just watched. I don't know what you. I can't judge what's good or what's bad. All I know is what's bad. I can't really judge what's good. From that sort of aspect of what you should put in your mind. Some good places to start. I'm gonna be showing to you. Fuck it. I'm gonna show you now. Good places to start is my school community. Offline advantage, and there's gonna be a library, and this library is gonna give you access to a playlist, and the playlist is gonna give you access to a bunch of great videos that you can watch that might be able to sort of feed you. And also, there's a community inside there if you want to talk about it. It's entirely free for now, and it's going to be free for you forever if you sign up now. So I think it's just a great place. It's just a place I wanted to have so I can talk to people like you, and we can discuss deep topics about what we should do with our lives and how we can get rid of these social media things and our pains. So the deep work, if you read this book, it's amazing. But how to have deep focus in the world, and a dumb phone. I also added a dumb phone. So you don't have an iPhone, you actually have a dumb phone, like an older phone, because it's a lot less distracting, and you're also like in deep, deep work. I hope this isn't an AI generated video image. I really hope not. Oh my God, no, I spoiled. Oh my God, I spoiled level 7. Okay. I teased level 7 a little bit. I want to talk about purpose very, very quick. If you don't have a purpose, you don't have to worry about that anymore a lot. There's 2 key points that I would like answer, and this is a common thing that I get from a lot of people, is how to find your purpose. Number 1 is really simple, is just do the thing, and it might not be the purpose for the rest of your life. Like you're not going to be married to that thing. And then if you still don't figure out that, first of all, just pick something, right? Because you're not going to be married to that thing for the rest of your life. Just pick something. Like before making like content, I did like a bunch of other stuff too, like before making YouTube. This is my purpose, I would say, for now. But it could change if God or whatever force wants me to change. I'm going to allow it. This isn't what I want to do for now, and this is the message that I want to spread for now. But it's not going to be there forever, right? And then the second thing is have a purpose to figure out your purpose. Like ask a lot of deep questions about yourself, like what you want to do, what you like, the ikigai questions, what you love, what the world needs, what you can get paid for, what you're good at. And that's a real way to find your purpose. And you don't need to be married at that thing at the same time. So just pick one if you can't really find it, and just don't stress too much about it for now, at least. So level 7, this is the level that, is kind of the 0.00001% of humans can ever achieve. And this is like the objective that, we should put up as high esteem, but know that it's going to be so difficult for us to get to this point, because this is like almost impossible. We need to follow this as best as we can, but it's going to be very, very difficult. So if you don't know what this is a graph from the book The Essentialist. And The Essentialist is what you should do with your time and how you should act. And as you can see, like these are balls of energy. Adequate energy with like time and effort and whatever. And let's say you're going to do let's say like you had homework that you needed to do, right? No, you had a test. Who would do better? Like the person who would do better, like, and this is like some stupid example, but it could be a lot better, like with a better example if I had it on the top of my dome. But let's say like there were like 10 chapters for like biology that you had to study. Who would be better at chapter 1? Who would be better at biology, I guess? Like, who would be better at chapter 1? Would it be the guy, who did the exercises, who did this is a stupid example. I can't think of something else. Who would better at exercises, better at, asking questions in class, getting good at reading getting a group of friends and read like a bunch of different things. When then the person just does like the most simple thing is like, oh, to get a really good grade, I'm just gonna do the questions in the workbook that the teacher suggested me to do. I'm just gonna do that. This person could go so much more ahead than the average person. That's a trite example, but I'm sure there's a better one. But that's kind of like the motion that you need to have in life. Like, I guess the best example was like, for example, for making YouTube videos, like I make YouTube videos, like a lot of people just like do like, oh, I'm going to do Instagram. I'm going to do Snapchat. I'm going to do like TikTok. I'm going to do YouTube Shorts. I'm going to do a Substack. I'm going to do cold outreach, and I'm going to do Daily Motion. I'm going to do MySpace. I'm going to do, pump.fun. I'm going to do, a whole bunch of other stuff. When a guy could just get really, really good at like YouTube, could get really, really good at, Instagram or whatever, those apps are hellish, obviously. But like, let's say from the perspective of a content creator, that's a good way to use his time. So our idea is to get as focused, as essential as possible. Okay. So just keep that in mind. Keep this. This is the goal of life, but you're never going to achieve it because it's almost impossible. You have to be like a robot to achieve this, but it's going to be your objective. Okay. So what are practical guides that I can just give you right away is, first of all, figure out where you're at. And it doesn't have to be scientific, exactly. I would suggest most of you are here or here. And, write down what are you doing, like what are the activities that you usually do within a day? And do this, actually do this. Don't just like, oh, look at that, you do tomorrow. We do tomorrow. We do tomorrow. Do it now. Do it now. I don't care if it's 3 a.m. I don't care if you're on planet Jupiter. I don't care, wherever you are. I don't care if you're in the middle of a freaking war, right? Do this now. Write every single action that you do in a day or about. It doesn't have to be exactly perfect, but try to be as honest as possible. And write down maybe like 5 things you could get rid of and what you could focus on much more. And then you're probably not going to succeed like tomorrow or something, but you're going to succeed more and more and more the more and more that you do this. So I hope that's clear. And that's just a simple way to do it. If you want any guide and a bunch of other things, check out my school. Like I mentioned before, it's going to be a great resource for a lot of you people to go check out and get a lot of good info and great ways for you to stop quitting doom scrolling. And it's going to be also a community, one of the only communities out there we're going to be talking about this stuff a lot, and we're going to be we're going to really go deep into this. So I hope this helped. I hope this video helped you a lot. I hope this video reached the good people that I really wanted to reach, because I really want to help you specific people in specific. And yeah, if you listen to the end, like, God bless you, man. And you might be level 2, you might be level 3, you might be even level 4 right now, but one day it's going to get better. One day you're going to get to level 5. One day you're going to get a level 6. You're probably not going to get to level 7. Nobody gets to level 7, but you're going to get better and better and better. So French kiss and have a great day.